everybody. It is your girl, Miss Kat, the founder of the Woke Money Movement. We are here. You know how we do every single week, every Monday. We have some phenomenal guests with us. But before we get into that, we always have to show love and homage to the Woke Money Wine. So shout out to the Woke Money Wine, all natural, gluten free, vegan. Y'all know this is liquid gold, 17%. 17%. Okay, for those that didn't hear me, 17%. So shout out to the Woke Money Wine. We're here every single Monday, GMT, Flume TV. Let's go. Let's get it going. So again, this is the Woke Money Movement, our podcast, wokeNbusiness. We are your cash flow connection. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. So today I have two lovely ladies. Okay, so y'all know how the custom goes. Okay, I'm gonna pour. So I got two glasses to pour. So we're gonna get to this side. Well, no, this side first. We'll start here, and then we'll go to this side. I want you guys to just introduce yourselves, and then we're gonna kick things off. Okay, so while I pour, look, I'm pouring, y'all introducing. Sound like a plan?
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right,
Yes.
cool. All right. So you go first.
Awesome. So thank you, of course, for giving us the opportunity to be a part of such an amazing movement. My name is Toya Jordan, and I am a licensed advisor, of course, registered representative, and life insurance licensed agent. And so it's just amazing to actually be here and to talk about what is it that we do for families and how we empower our community. And I have with me also today my awesome business partner, Mrs. Marquisha Bardell.
Yes, my name is Marquisha Bardell, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm so passionate about education, but also financial education. So we are so grateful to be here.
All right. Well, I got not one but two. So let's go. But before we get into what we came for, we get y'all seen the show. Y'all know how we do this. Let's take a sip of the wine, and in real time, whether it be good, bad, or ugly, I want y'all opinion. Okay, so let's take a sip. Y'all ready?
Right.
All right, let's take a sip.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So give me your thoughts.
Look, it packs a punch.
It packs a punch. I
do
told you it's liquid gold,
yes.
girl. Look, what you think?
I think it's good, especially for someone that doesn't drink a lot of wine. It doesn't have a, strong taste.
There you go. So it's not strong, it's smooth, liquid gold. Okay, that sounds like what I heard y'all say.
Absolutely.
What I'm saying.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. As y'all know, we are passionate about financial literacy, so I cannot wait to dive in and see what it is that you guys do. So you said that more of life insurance, is that like the main?
Yes. So
Okay.
the main thing of what we teach people is the basics of finances. Right?
Okay.
For most of us, typically when we leave our parents' home, we have a 9-to-5 job, right? Or we work somewhere. And the first thing that we're typically introduced to is the bank account, right?
Yes.
We usually have that brand new job. We get that direct deposits in. And so that is our first interaction with an institution when it comes to our money. And so one of the things that we really focus on is just going back to the basics with people and just really educating them on how to get their money growing for them, which is really, really important. So we've always been taught, you go to school, you get a good education, you get a good job, right?
Yep,
so we can all finish that.
Yep.
But no one really teaches us financial literacy and how to really get that money working for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where we come in. So we don't automatically assume that people have the financial knowledge that we think that most people would have when it comes to growing their money. So I think that it is very important that when we do sit down with an entrepreneur or a business owner or a family, that we really start with the basics. Mm-hmm. And that's, of course, them having a financial plan, which is very important. You have to have that roadmap. Okay. And inside of that roadmap, again, we start with rule number one, which is pay yourself first.
Oh,
right?
okay, I like that rule.
Yes, absolutely. I tell folks all the time, if you save your money, one day your money will save you.
Okay.
And so we really thought there, and then from there we build up on that. And so one of the first things that we build up on, and Marquisha will expound, is just making sure that people understand their cash flow and having a bank audit, like where your money is really going, and really having that budget that is set up for you.
Got you.
So you will know exactly, how to be able to put yourself in position to, have great spending habits and save your money, invest your money, help yourself get out of debt. And then of course she'll talk about that as well. And from there, we then, from the budget, we then work on life insurance.
Okay.
Which you heard me mention that Marquisha and I are both life insurance licensed as life insurance producers. But we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight, a little more in detail, but making sure that you have that protection. Again, if you have others who are dependent on you, you have a family, you have kids, you have financial responsibilities, having life insurance is important. But more than having life insurance is understanding how your life insurance policy works.
Got you.
So that's when Marquisha and I really separate ourselves from the competition.
Got
and then
you.
we really just kind of build on that portfolio from the life insurance, just making sure that things are set up for short-term financial responsibilities or short-term goals that the client may have. And then, of course, teaching them the importance of how to invest their money. And so that's when we really get into the bigger part of their portfolio. And then, of course, making sure that next generation is also in position.
I love it.
And Marquisha will talk about that as well, as far as 529 education accounts and the different types of accounts, uniform gift and minor accounts, just accounts that we can set up for our kids to make sure that next generation is in position to be able to carry the torch.
I love it. I love it. What you got? Look, I'm just like, okay. Look.
Covered a lot, right? So for me, I was that person that went to college. I became a teacher. I got the good job, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And I just settled. I'm from New Orleans, so I settled for I'm gonna take a trip to Biloxi where the water is brown. And that was gonna be my summer vacation, and I was just gonna live that way. And so, eventually, after about 3 years, I kind of figured out that this wasn't working for me.
I got you.
Working to pay bills.
Gotcha.
So I talked to a lot of people. I have clients of all ages, but talking to people my age and younger, really helping them understand that we were not created just to work to pay bills.
I love it. Yeah.
We have to do more, but before we can do more, we have to get our own things in order. We have to figure out where we are, and then we can take people with us.
Got you.
And so that was my experience. And like I said, I'm passionate about education. So because of that, I wanted to learn everything I could possibly learn about all of this. So once, I was able to get the life insurance license, I was like, I have to get the investment license, because the life insurance is just one piece
of it, of the pie. I got you.
It's for your family if something happens to you. But your finances, your retirement, that's for you.
I got you. So, and I'm glad that you mentioned that. That's a great segue, because I don't think people really look at it like that. Like, getting a policy, and things of that nature. They may just like, I want to make sure that people can bury me, this, that, and the third. But, it is, like you said, it's multifaceted. It's not just, now we can bury you, but how you gonna live when you're in retirement age, So can one of y'all like really dive into that a little bit more about, just like I said, it being more than just burying you, because you still gotta live like in real life,
So one of the things that we teach our clients is how to determine how much life insurance you actually need. And I think as African Americans, when we go to purchase life insurance, and of course people can check the stats on this, African Americans have life insurance, but we have 1/3 of the
what you really need
of our counterparts.
I got you.
And so what I'm about to explain is so critical to what you asked, and that is making sure that you have an adequate amount of life insurance. And so how we do that with our clients is really totaling up how much it's going to be to pay off their debts. And then the most important part of that is looking at their income And as I tell people, of course, when your loved ones pass away, so does their income.
Facts.
And
Exactly. So
exactly. So you still got to take care of your kids and things like that. So you're looking at 5 to 10 years of your income.
mhm.
And so automatically, if the person is making, $50,000 a year and they still have young children, they at least need $500,000 just to replace their income.
For sure. For
You
sure.
know, so then from there we go to the mortgage. If they have a mortgage, we want to make sure that that home is paid off. And last but not least is the children's education. And a lot of people think, well, just for college. But like I tell folks all the time, your children still need school uniforms.
Yeah.
Your children still go on field trips, right? They're still
Yeah.
going to have prom and those things. And it is very expensive on your loved ones to still be able to support your children in your absence.
And the crazy thing is like, because I've been talking to a lot of people through the course of doing this podcast, that's just something that people don't want to think about. Like, you don't want to think about, passing away and this, that, and the third. But for me personally, I don't want to think about me passing away and somebody else have to take the burden of what, like, I need my kids and my people to be cared for in the same capacity as I would. Absolutely. And so at the end of the day, it's really not fair. If nothing is left back, right? How can you kind of command, for lack of better terms, for that to be done? So you have to make provisions, for that. I mean, would you agree?
I agree. And I would also say, because we limit how much life insurance we take out, because, I've heard some people say, oh, my children won't get it off my back. They're not going to make money off of me. But, if you know what the Bible says, it talks about leaving generational wealth.
For sure.
Not just for your children, but your children's children.
Yes.
So, $10,000 of life insurance ain't going to cut it, right?
Exactly.
And to really add to that, a lot of people think that life insurance is not affordable. So when we talk about those types of policies and people needing that amount in coverage, and when they go to shop for their life insurance, I think that's another important piece of when we're talking about life insurance, is just making sure that people are reading their contracts. Because a lot of times people will hear things on Instagram, or I heard this on TikTok, or, my grandmother had that type of policy, or my sister has this type of policy, or we just have group life insurance, so we're going to be okay. And so what I have everyone that I sit with to understand is that I'm not biased to life insurance, but I do find that it is very important that we read our contract with a professional, someone who is not biased to insurance,
for sure.
And they're not selling a policy based on the commission.
Yes.
And so that's huge.
And that's a good point too. But then it kind of, just kind of in the same vein, everybody's situation is different, because like with me being an entrepreneur, I need my policy structured in a different way than somebody that works a 9 to 5 or someone that doesn't have kids. So, so maybe you might not need as much of insurance because you don't have that much, that you have to cover versus someone, that may have kids or business or this, that, and the third. So is it safe to say that you guys structure, based on where they are, like you said, rather than just a commission, I'm going to look at that person and say, hey, you need this based on your situation. And that's why you can't, I can't do what you got going on because our life is different. Is that fair to say?
Yes, absolutely. So when I first got started in the business, I was 26, single, no kids.
Yeah.
The life insurance coverage I had through my job was half of what I was able to get covered, but the cost was twice as much.
Oh, wow.
So as a single person, I was able to get, a small amount of coverage. Now that I'm married, now that I'm considering having children, I need to reevaluate my current circumstances. And one of the things that we will focus on, like Toya said, is that it's not just about the life insurance. So if you tell me all you have is $75 to go towards your future, I'm going to take a portion of that towards your life insurance, and I'm going to take a portion of that towards your retirement.
I love it.
Or even saving. Like if you've never saved any money, I'm not going to put you in a retirement account right off the bat.
Gotcha.
We're going to start getting into that consistent habit of saving. And then you can say, okay, well, now I could do another 25. I could do another 25. And so that's how we're able to customize everyone's financial plan.
I love it. And so for those that are watching, those that are listening, I I hope that y'all are taking in this information, because we're in the age of quote unquote financial literacy. Everybody wants to be woke. Everybody's the guru, right? But I think there's certain things that, like these ladies are saying, that you need to take heed to and like really, take note of. If you get with somebody and they not asking you certain questions about your finance, this, that, and the third, that might be a red flag, because it's like, how you gonna customize something to me and you don't know nothing about me? You just, get this product or that product. I love it, the IUL and this, that, and the third, So at the end of the day, no shade to those that are, I love it. I got 2 IUL, so I'm not, no shade, but I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, I think the nugget or the jewel from this conversation is to definitely read the writings on the wall and just make sure that who you're working with is just really have your best interest at heart. So with that being said, these ladies are going to be at the Woke Money Conference that we are hosting in June. So I want to know, for those that are listening and watching, for those that haven't gotten their tickets yet, I don't know what they're waiting for, but for those that are listening and watching, what can they look forward to? You guys are going to be there hosting a workshop, so what can they look forward to, from you guys at the event?
Okay. First off, definitely get your tickets and get them soon, right?
Okay, they on sale.
Yes. And so what they can really look forward to from this event is this should be a life-changing event for anyone who walked through those doors.
Mm-hmm.
There are going to be so much information that is going to be given about finances, from financial literacy, making sure that people are empowered with the information, but not just the information, just really having the tools and the resources, I think, which is most important, of what they can learn from that conference and actually take those resources out and apply them to their everyday life.
Yes.
Knowing that they have hands-on with licensed, right,
professionals
to be able to do this.
Yes.
And I think that if anything, if the person comes to that event with just an open, clear mind and wanting to receive, that they not only can change their life, but like Marquisha said, change a generation, several generations.
I love it. So I know that you guys are going to be focusing on financial planning. Mm-hmm. Is that, look at that?
Yeah.
Okay. Look. So with that being said, like not giving them too much, but like, what are like some of the key elements or the key things to a financial plan?
So with the financial plan, some of the key elements are starting with your budget. If I don't know how much money you make, if I don't know how much credit card debt you have, I'm getting all up in your business. Because I'm here to help you.
Gotcha.
And so once we're able to figure out your money, see if there's a extra money.
Gotcha.
Or if there's a gap, then we're able to figure out what products or services would benefit you. So we like to educate you first and allow you to make an informed decision.
Understood.
So there are some clients that, maybe sit with me and they're not ready right now. And that's okay. You now have the knowledge. So then in 3 months, you can come back, or 6 months or whatever, you can come back to me when you are ready, because now you have the tools and now you have someone that can actually help you put those plans in place. Like you said, there's a lot of people on social media telling you do this, do that, but I like to say most of them can't do what I do. And I know that. Because if I look them up on FINRA's website, they don't have the licenses that I have.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, like, I walk the walk and I talk the talk.
I love that. So awesome. She said, come see her. She is licensed and credentialed. You heard that? Okay.
Absolutely. One thing I would add to that is that Marquisha was explaining, once we get people to the point where they do have their debt under control, they have the budget, they know those things, I think it's also important for people to understand how to invest. When we're talking about 401ks, or if it is an entrepreneur, when we talk about SEP accounts, when we talk about solo 401ks, those, plans, and even for those who do work for corporate America, a lot of people do not understand their 401k plan or the 457, right? How those plans actually work what type of return, what type of investments they have in those portfolios. And so that's when we really begin to dive deep with the client and making sure that they have the knowledge and the education of how to be able to make those decisions. But even something that Marquisha mentioned, when we're sitting with some families or even with some entrepreneurs, we see that they have a shortfall. They have a gap in between their goals
Wow.
and what it is that they, their current financial situation, and how do we bridge that gap?
For sure.
And so for a lot of people, it simply comes to making more money.
Mm.
So of course, Marquisha and I are definitely expanding our agency and just allowing other people an opportunity to become advisors, which is not a very easy thing to do because you need a company to be able to sponsor you to actually become a financial advisor. So this is not something that you just go and take a college course or you just take it online and then you're able to become an advisor. So it's a very small window, especially in the African American community, the community of color, where there are advisors that look like you and I.
For sure.
And so one of the things that really separate us from a lot of people who are into this industry is that we are reaching back and giving others an opportunity.
I love it.
To get those licenses and those credentials that
I love it.
I
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and that's a good thing too, because at the end of the day, like you said, the gap, you might have a gap. So why not make money helping other people, with their life? Hey, it's like a one hand washes the other, the circle of life, right? So at the end of the day, I love what you guys got going on. I'm so happy to have you guys, participating in the conference. And I mean, just sitting here talking with you guys, I can tell that you guys are knowledgeable. I can tell that you're passionate, and I can tell that this ain't just about, like you said, putting somebody in some policy or whatever the case may be. Like, you genuinely, care. And that's, I think that right there is the difference, because a lot of times people just do stuff, like you said, for that commission check. So at the end of the day, we applaud you guys. We appreciate you guys. So for those that want to, well, they're going to see you at the conference. Yeah. Granted, if they hurry up and go get their tickets and stop playing, right? So they're going to see you at the conference, but there might be some people that want to connect with you beforehand. June is a little while away, right? So they might, want to get a financial plan. They may want to, sit down. And I think another thing that's like super important is like evaluating what you have. Like you said, a lot of people have these 401ks and all this stuff at their job. They don't even know they just be taking money out of their check. Right. Don't even know what you got going on. So why not sit with a professional and break that stuff down, because you can't do better if you don't know better, right?
Yeah.
Right.
That's very true. And so listen, you don't want to wait till you get to 65 to figure it out.
I'm sure at that time it'll be a little bit too late. Right? Right. So if they want to stay connected with you guys, tap in, maybe even get more information about joining your firm and, getting on the right path. How do we do so? So I'm gonna start here.
Yes, absolutely. So there are several ways that you can reach out to me. Of course, social media is what most platforms that folks are using. And so if you go to Facebook, it's Toya Jordan. So it's Toya. Last name is Jordan, like Mike. So Toya Jordan on Facebook, and of course on Instagram it is I am Toya Jordan. And of course, if you just send me a message through my direct message, and of course, I'll set an appointment for you, get your schedule.
Sounds good. Yeah. Sounds good. What about you, lovely?
You can find me on Facebook as Marquisha Bardell Jr. And on Instagram, you can find me as Abundantly Marquisha.
Okay. All right. Well, you guys heard it here first. These two wonderful ladies that are out there changing lives, and they're like, look, come Google me. We are credentialed. We don't got time to play with y'all. So before we go, is there any last words, any last thoughts, like anything that you would want the viewers and listeners to like take away from this message?
Well, first, again, thank you, Kat, so much for giving us an opportunity. And if I would say anything to the viewers, is do not procrastinate. We always say, I'm gonna get to it. Oh, that show was good. I'm gonna get to it later, and then time goes by, and then we never get to it. And just like anything in life can change in a flicker.
Yes.
And you want to make sure that you have things like this taken care of, and just the importance of it, right? And so we're gonna, of course, unpack all of that on June 8th. I am so excited.
We're excited
right?
too. We're excited
So
too.
definitely get your tickets,
Mhm.
and I look forward to seeing you all there.
Awesome. And what you got?
So I think that if you're going to continue to work for money, you want to make sure that you change your relationship with money. And so that starts now. You know, there's a lot of upbringings that we may have had, you know, where money wasn't discussed and things like that. And so it starts with you, you know, regardless of what happened before you, it starts with you. And so, you know, I'm here because I want to pass that torch. You know, I want to do it for myself, but it's not enough for me to get it. You know, I have to share it with other people.
I love that. I love that.
I'm excited to see everyone on June 8th. Please get your tickets.
I love it. And we're gonna end off with that because I think that's a good way to end the vibe. It's like, hey, nobody's gonna come save you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody's gonna save you. So if you are tired of being whatever, like, I ain't gonna say broke or whatever, you know, everybody's situation is different, right? But if you know that you've been struggling, or if you know that you're confused about your situation, or whatever the case may be, like, it's time to get clarity. This is woke money movement. Wake up. Let's wake up and let's get to the bag. So I appreciate you ladies for joining me today. We're gonna keep connected with you guys. We're gonna see you at the conference, but you guys keep being you, keep doing great things, and we're gonna stay connected.
Thank you.
Thank you.